Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name is Nick and today guys we're going to be jumping down into the world of Bitcoin, taking a brief look at what's been going on most recently and what we think is likely to happen next. As I get into this video, if you find it useful and informative, hit the like button. I do appreciate that. If you happen to be new to the channel, why not consider subscribing, tapping the bell, selecting all the notifications, and in doing so you will be kept up to date with absolutely everything that we do here at Cheeky Crypto. And if you haven't yet joined us in Discord, the link is in the description down below. It's a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. It's completely free and I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there. So why not go ahead and check that out? You'll also find in the description down below our Patreon services where we offer a lot more for Patreon members via the Discord server. Everything from AMAs twice weekly, project reviews, bits of trading here and there, and a whole host of additional benefits. If they sound of interest to you, check it out in the description below. Okay. Let's make a start. Let's jump right down into this, right? So this is a kind of a follow-on to what we were talking about this morning with the price action of BTC. So for those who do not know, we stream live on Twitch pretty much every single day with the exception of Wednesday. And basically, you know, we go through all the details of what's going on with Bitcoin, everything from the on-chain metrics and obviously the price action as well, right? So I'll link that in the description below if you're interested in actually seeing this in more detail. Okay, so what's going on? Well, essentially here we do have this 5-wave drop. Now this originally in the past, the last video that I actually did on the YouTube channel was looking more like actually it was actually more over here, I think, more like this. Okay, and actually looking at it on reflection, I think we've got a couple of different options that are going on here. This here could be an ending diagonal 5-wave structure, okay, and our 4th wave could be over here, for example. It could be actually numerous different ways of kind of counting it out. So I'll leave it like this for now because I really want to see what happens here with this move currently. Now with this, and as we spoke about this morning, it could be 3 waves up, taking us back to our yellow box area. This wick over here already went into this area, so it's already met the requirements of what I was thinking, but it wouldn't have actually been very neat to kind of see it that way. This is actually looking a lot neater, and this could be the little move upwards before we pull to the downside. Now, just note that this C wave has already been met. The minimum expectations of it have been met. But we can, of course, come up higher. Now, if I grab this and just going to move this over to here and just pull that in here for a second, you can see it takes us to about $19,405 approximately, somewhere like that range, right? Now, the thing that's really interesting about this, and this is a thing that we talk about quite a bit on the streams, is the sentiment, right? We talk about the longs and the short positions of Bitcoin, and, you know, we actually have some interesting kind of stuff going on right now. It's very, very bearish, right? 56.8% going short, right? And if we go and throw this into the hour longs aggregation of the data, it has swung. Now, when we looked at this at 10 o'clock this morning, it was actually looking like more people were bearish than bullish. And obviously over the last hour, that's changed. But in the last 5 minutes, it's also swinging around quite a bit. It's moving, right? It's moving quite a bit. Now, if we bring this up into, I think it would be the 4 hours ago. Let's just see. A little bit more, maybe 12. I don't know. This is probably going to be a little bit off, but yeah, about 53% there were short. Now you can check out the stream of what we did this morning, and you'll get the accurate numbers as of per 10 o'clock this morning, okay? And that's really when we were getting this kind of candle here. Now, why I bring this up? I bring this up because the way that these leverage positions, these longs and these shorts work is we have to understand that if you're betting that the price is going to go down, then you're going to get liquidated if the price goes up, right? Sounds pretty straightforward. That liquidation is basically a really fancy way of saying there's money to be had here up in the price chart. Now, you're going to have various different areas of liquidity on that journey to the upside. But the main point that I'm making is that if the majority believe the price is going to go down, then 9 times out of 10, you tend to find that the price goes up. And this is because that's where the largest pocket of liquidity is. That's where the biggest liquidation events occur. And that money is very attractive to market makers, institutions, and whales, right? So the price tends to gravitate towards wherever the largest pool of money is. And likewise, when the market is feeling very bullish and they want to go long on the market, like it is right now, this is when you tend to find the price retraces and goes down, and this is usually because the pocket of liquidity is going to be greater in the lower side. So when we were looking at it this morning, we were saying, well, the majority were going short, therefore we're probably going to be moving up. And then of course we have a look at our 3-wave structure and we start thinking, okay, well, there's an obvious area that we probably will be targeting. Now, if I throw on the HTF liquidity, this is an indicator that uses some aggregated data to help us understand where the liquidity is within the price action of the charts, right? For the most part, you'll find that it's going to be all on these little swing lows because that's usually how traders work, right? So for example, you'll find these wicks having some kind of liquidity associated with them, okay, and that is because they are considered like local lows or swing lows and swing highs and things like that. Okay, now looking at this, we've got a few long positions that have been opening up. There's a quick easy grab down here for some liquidity, specifically this one right here, but there's also still this liquidity to the upside. And you'll notice that this area just here, this particular wick has some liquidity, but then there's a gap. And the gap happens up here. And that's because there's not really any kind of decent wicks to be pinning things to, right? So you have this little bit here, you ignore some of these, and the next ones are way up there. So this seems to be the obvious area that price is going to gravitate towards before retracing down, okay? Now I'm going to throw this off, I'm going to switch this off, and I'm just going to talk about what this might be. Now, essentially, if we were to just ignore all the other lines on here and just focus on the 5 waves down, the 3 waves up, that would mean that the next move should be 5 waves down, okay? And they can take us down significantly and so forth, right? Now, the minimum expectation would be 535, which has a common name of a zigzag pattern, okay? So we look to go up only to come back down again, essentially. You can't really have 5 waves on their own. And if we come over to this side here, you can see that we had 335 in here as well. So we don't have 5 waves and 5 waves next to each other. And we look at this as an ABC structure with a 3-wave move up towards $19,706, right? So knowing these things are very important because we have a start structure of 5 waves coming down, meaning that we have to end in 5 waves as well. And we can't say that this is an ending move because we haven't got any structure to indicate that that is the case. Now, the best case scenario for that would be that you take these 5 waves and you take these 5 waves and you say that you're done, okay? And you say basically it's a giant zigzag here. Now, I'm speculating actually that this is more of a 5-wave structure and we've still got to move down before we actually kind of finish off a bigger play, which would be over here with this 5-wave structure. So you can see here we've got 5 waves, we've moved up, and we've got 5 coming down, 3 going up, 5 coming down. Chances are that actually this is a big 5-wave move, meaning that there's going to potentially be a 5-3, 5-3, 5, and the 5 waves inside the wave 3 would be broken down into 5-3, 5-3, 5. So looking at this and looking at this particular structure, I'm estimating that this is going to be significantly deeper and we're going to come back quite a bit, but obviously we're way off thinking about what that might look like. And again, you can kind of see the scale of this thing taking us down here to $16,475, and that there would be a 1-to-1 ratio. And of course, we can talk about coming down much lower if we need to. So looking at it, it looks pretty interesting. Now, if I do just for my own sanity here, just cross-reference and check, because I do want to make sure that I'm giving you as most of the accurate information as I possibly can. I don't want to kind of be misguiding anyone. Yeah, so that's actually the 618. That's what I thought it was, just looking at the scale of it. So the 1-to-1 actually comes here on the 17,725. So I'll go ahead and mark that right up there. And it's 725.63 to be exact. So I'm just going to move the price up to that 775 or 17,725.63 to be more exact. So then we have obviously the 1.8. So that there would be a wave 3 trigger. So if our wave 5 here, okay, lands on this point here, this is actually going to be considered basically a wave 1 or wave 2. This is all a wave 3. If, of course, we finish up here at that 17,000 level or this 18,000 level double bottoms kind of scenario, then, of course, we're just zigzagging and we don't have any major issues or anything like that to worry about. But for the most part, we kind of think about the structure of things, and the market structure is very, very important. The next kind of move is going to be to up the upside, but don't think that's going to move in straight lines. Nothing does. Instead, you'll find yourself grabbing a little bit of the liquidity that's probably come in here, as that last 5 minutes from here was indicating that people were going long. Okay, so I bring this back up into the 5 minutes. You can see that actually now it's swung around to the short position, so you expect to rally to the upside. Very, very tough. So just wherever the money goes, think about the opposite direction, and generally speaking, that's where the prices are going to be moving to. So I do expect a little bit of volatility in here, but I do think we have to move up a little bit more. Now, on our hourly chart, you can see that we're overbought. On the 4-hourly chart, you're heading out of the oversold area, but there's plenty of growth potential here to take us back into this yellow box area. We can, of course, overextend. We can come higher. That's also not a problem. On the 8-hour, we're overbought. Oversold on the 8-hour. The daily is still progressing progressing up to the overbought area and all that kind of stuff. So for the most part, do expect volatility. We've definitely got that indicated within the Cheeky Crypto SRSI indicator, which is available via Discord in Patreon services. So check that out if that's of interest to you. You cannot find this through searching. It's an invite-only indicator, which means you have to be a part of our Discord server and have to be a member either on Twitch, on YouTube, or a Patreon member itself in order to get hold of this one. But it basically allows us to look at multiple timeframes within one screen without having the need of worrying about what's going on all of the various different timeframes and, you know, chopping and changing and all that kind of stuff. So that's available there as well. But for the most part, I'm thinking up. We can see here that since the majority were going short, the price is now pumping. I imagine that's probably swinging around again and changes around looking at it. So keep a close eye on how kind of the market sentiment is going. But for the most part, my expectations are the price to push up before we go back down. And I'm going to leave the video there. If you found it useful and informative, hit the like button. If you do appreciate that. If you are new to the channel, subscribe, tap the bell, and you will not miss another update. Join us down in Discord. Honestly, guys, such a fantastic community talking crypto 24/7. I don't think you'll be disappointed by what you find down there, guys. Until the next one, have a fantastic day.